Alright, into custom packs today, and we're going for a full rip-off of a build I saw on someone else's channel, but I don't think they're going to mind because it was Flame96. So a couple of weeks ago he put up a video where he was running a team that was double level 3 skunk, I think he had double level 3, and hyena as well. So if the skunks have higher attack than the hyena, they will reduce the opposing biggest 2 units to 1 health, and then the hyena will flip the stats round, so health becomes attack, and the unit will only have 1 attack. And a lot of very amusing rounds can happen when units only have 1 attack, and I'll have a whole bunch of bonus clips at the end of this video. But yeah, the principle is very simple. You know, there are so many pets in the game at this point that have abilities that scale based on their own attack. So we've got Leopard is the obvious one, although Leopard kind of gets away scot-free with this build because usually it's going to attack before anything else. But all the other ones aren't start of battle. So, you know, you've got Lionfish, you've got German Shepherd, Warthog. I mean, there are other ones like Fire Ant, which you don't see all that often, but it is a possibility. Cobra as well. I'm sure there are others that I've forgotten, but you can also, obviously you're also going to dismantle a lot of teams that have 1 big unit or 2 big units. But ultimately what we want to see is opposing teams that were relying on the attack abilities being completely destroyed. So here I did a stat swap with the pug. It wasn't really worth it, but there were a lot of games like that where I would take the frog and then just hope that it was going to work out. And here we pill a flea, which doesn't happen very often, but because we've got the double alpaca on board, we can instantly get a level 2 monkey. And we're kind of targeting monkey teams with this build because a lot of it's a common strategy to have multiple monkeys all buffing a unit like Lionfish. And the level 3 skunk is going to hopefully take care of them. So we've also got the baboon, but I think next turn it's going to cease to be effective. We don't really care about buffing the alpacas, we just want to get levels as soon as possible. So I could take the crow here and then save up the level 2 chocolate. And I think maybe I'm going to take mongoose. Okay, I'm just going to spend the chocolate straight away and take coconut. Although ultimately I do want skewer. There was a snapping turtle in the shop there. But I think I would rather try and preserve some life by taking the coconut, because we are essentially just a 1 big unit team ourselves and we're highly susceptible to skunk. Here's Andy. I'm not sure what build he was going for, but double bat with hedgehog is kind of amusing. And I think I would have lost or drawn that without the coconut. So just hunting for more skunks. There is hyena. I can't remember, do I freeze it or not? Ultimately, the hyena doesn't have to be scaled at all. And luckily here we do find the skunk, so I can just combine 2 alpacas. Okay, I'm going to take eagle for now, just again for survivability. I can't pill it, unfortunately, because if I pill it, then the alpacas will use the level 1 alpacas will use their trigger. So here we actually get matched with Josiah, I think it is. And it's kind of amusing because I didn't notice at the time, but he was going for something specific, and I will link the video in the description where I think he actually got what he wanted. It wasn't that specific team, but clearly it was from the same session. So we'll take the second skunk now. We get the level up from the alpaca. Even with only level 2 skunk, the hyena swap can be quite disruptive. So I maybe just take it now, do I? The alpaca, okay, we get very lucky here with the double tapir. So actually we can buy 2 tapirs, sell alpaca, and then pill the tapir and try and get another skunk. And unfortunately we lose the 1 in 3. Or we hit the 1 in 3 and get the monkey instead. Kind of a shame. It would have been great to have 3 level 3 skunks in one team. But maybe that's asking a little bit too much. This is kind of an unusual team. This almost looks like a team that was playing a random pack. You know, where they had the double cheese on the separate seals at the front. But easy win. And yeah, I'm just going to take the chili. I think maybe this run I don't have skewer. There were quite a few where I did have skewer. And we will freeze the blobfish because we can just combine the two monkeys together. And here we go, one big unit. Stats get swapped around. And I think we're slightly unlucky that they had cranes, so they were able to refill the melon, but we're going to be fine anyway. Now I guess you could argue that you would rather have lower stats on the skunk, lower attack, so that when they're using the chili or the skewer, they're getting many more hits than they would otherwise get. But because we're scaling our attack up, we are going to instant kill a lot of stuff. However, I felt like a lot of that was just necessity, where you're trying to stay alive and get to the point where you're able to face big lionfish teams, or just big statted teams in general. So that was a little bit of a compromise, I guess. So I'm not sure what I'm checking in the pack for here. Maybe I'm just checking if I had melon or not. Or maybe just some kind of protective item for the grizzly bear. I think grizzly bear does work quite well with this, because if you're reducing their attack, you're probably going to get more hits in yourself. So here we get the walrus down to one attack. Unfortunately, they get peanut on the jellyfish, but thankfully we were able to one-shot anyway. So now we've got this set up, the double level 3 skunk. I'm going to one-up the grizzly. And maybe I should have just sold the monkey there, because it's probably not necessary. Of course, one of the natural counters to this build is going to be a summon team with turkey. And this team gets walrus from the eagle. Although, of course, because of the asynchronous nature of the game, no one actually benefited from that. I'm facing a clone team. So there wasn't someone else at the other end getting excited because of the walrus spawn. It was only me being disappointed. So now I'm just rolling for grizzly levels, and I could really just replace the monkey with something else. We get hyena, but we don't want to upgrade it. It's kind of strange, really, that hyena, probably like its only realistic use case is skunk, and you've never got any reason to level it up. So here we do face a big scaling team, and we just remove all the coconut with the chili. However, they didn't have any abilities, and I really wanted to see an ability team fall apart as a result of the swap. So say goodbye to the monkey. It's scaled everything up to a decent level. We're just really hoping for multiple hits from the grizzly. I probably should just buy the pineapple here, although to be honest, I'm expecting the grizzlies to die from snipes anyway. That was just something that would happen very, very frequently. Now here, this is wild. I mean, this team has a level 3 giraffe for scaling, and yet we still get crushed by them because of elephant blowfish. And I think even though the elephant got one shot and only set off one trigger or one round of triggers on the blowfish, it was 73 damage, I think, which is just absolutely ludicrous. So a turn wasted rolling for chocolate and mushroom, but we just want a particular opponent and we get it. So level 3 lionfish down to 1 attack. It does still do 24 damage as a result of its level 3 ability, and we end up winning by virtue of the grizzly snipe at the end. But I mean, despite having got the recording, I just kept on playing because this combo is probably the most fun you can have in custom packs at the moment. Here's the first clip here. I don't have the hyena. Of course, you can also use a stingray to get extra health reduction. And here I ended up winning with the 4 squad. I mean, level 3 skunk is just so strong that you can end up winning rounds even when you don't want to. Then here's one with a double skewer, and we reduce the front unit down. And here I have the low attack skunk, so we get so many skewer hits. This would have been incredible with the grizzly bear, but I didn't have it in this particular run. And this one, I think I make a bit of a mistake here with the Nyala. Maybe I do get away with it here. Having one up Nyala second last is not advisable. And this team actually gets the eagle, the double eagle from the tiger. And I think, yeah, it's going to end up being a tie. I was pretty unfortunate there. And this is all the same run. I like this person's team name. And we end up reducing the ostrich and the saber-tooth to 1 attack. However, the skewer is just going to produce an endless sequence of tier 1 spawns from the saber-tooth. And yeah, this is the situation where the Nyala ends up as the last pet, and so we waste the 24 trumpets we could have had otherwise. Maybe I should have just had 1 up on the hyena as well. So rhino is another pet that just gets absolutely crushed by this. I mean, I guess it would be the same for hippo as well, but you know, no one's playing hippo. And then yeah, opposing skunk, and although they reduce our health is going to get refilled by the hyena swap. We get a whole bunch of snipes in, and the snake actually kills the jellyfish there, so the 1 attack leopard is going to get beaten by the 6/6 snake, and it's another draw. Even draws would become entertaining when you've got this set up. Unfortunately, there are lots of teams like this that are just too strong. You know, they're having the leopard snipes at the beginning, and there we didn't reduce the lionfish enough, I don't think. But then here's one where I faced the exact same opponent on an earlier turn, and this time we do reduce the lionfish down to 1 attack, and the hyena is going to be able to kill it. And we're also going to get or did we get the grizzly snipes there? Maybe I missed it, but a little bit of revenge there. Here's one where my team gets completely dismantled by this tier 1 squad. It's tier 1 and 6. We've got the seahorse, double iguana, wolverine, and tiger. And they just go nuts, sniping absolutely everything with the eggplants. And even though we're respawning big stats, everything just gets instant deleted because of the wolverine. Very amusing to see that, not very common. And here's an example of a summon team getting wrecked by the double skunk. So the German Shepherd becomes 1 attack, and now it's giving 1 to each of the summons. However, again, this opposing team is going to get the summon luck with the German Shepherd Tiger. However, the German Shepherd with 1 attack at the end is just going to get whittled down by our low attack spawns. And we did actually win that one. However, the very next opponent was Turkey plus German Shepherd. And here actually the mammoth ends up being targeted by the skunk, and so it doesn't really make any difference. They get a whole bunch of stats from the mammoth refill, and we've never had a chance against the summon team. I guess if we got an infinite from the orca here, but double pangolin just isn't going to cut it. Turkey just super strong. I mean, German Shepherd is super strong as well. Like, you're almost never going to face a team that has double level 3 skunk and hyena. And then this one I think is probably my favorite of all of the clips that I farmed. And we've got a mixture of skewer and chili here, and I've got the snake instead of the grizzly. And this time it's like a proper lionfish team where they've actually got the pteranodon, and they've also got foam sword as well, kind of a weird meta hybrid team. And the skewer is going to completely kill the pteranodon so that the lionfish doesn't even get multiple triggers. So give it a try, probably the most fun you can have in customs at the moment, while also having a realistic chance of winning.